I mentioned in my opening comments, and I think the chairman agrees that this has to be done in a bipartisan fashion, and with a whole range of options on the table. Too often Democrats claim that Republicans want to cut Medicare every time we put or mention the troubles facing the program. So, Mr. Caprita, Democrats have a record of proposing and enacting Medicare cuts. I've already mentioned some in my statement. I'd like to have you elaborate if you agree with my statement.
Well, both parties, I would say, have sometimes put Medicare changes on the table. They have reduced spending. You can call them cuts, of course. And, in the Affordable Care Act, there was a very substantial change in, particularly for inpatient hospital services, something called a productivity adjustment factor, which is still in place and permanent and has a very large cumulative effect on spending. So I think many people view it as a good thing because it's brought down hospital spending quite a bit. The question is it sustainable over the long run? We're relying very heavily on it to keep the numbers down, but the actuaries are always warning that it might be overdone.
Under Medicare for All, Mr. Capretta, what happens to provider reimbursement rates, and how would that affect care, particularly in rural America?
Well, Medicare for All, I think, needs to be viewed through a political economy lens. How does it get managed over time? And it's very easy to, when you're facing a budget crunch, just to pay people less. And of course, when you pay providers less, eventually there's supply changes. That means fewer providers actually provide the services at the lower rates. That's how you end up with queuing problems. So I do think that our multi-payer system, much as we dislike many aspects of it, keeps open revenue streams that makes it so that providers are not dependent on any one player to make sure they can serve patients. And so I think we shouldn't move away from that.
We always hear this business about raising taxes on the rich. During President Obama's tenure, rich was arbitrarily defined at $200,000. So as part of Obamacare, Democrats enacted 3 8/10% net investment tax at these thresholds, but didn't index them, knowing it would eventually hit middle-income taxpayers. Since its enactment, the number of taxpayers hit by this money grab have more than doubled from 3 million to 7 million. Now they're proposing to quadruple the tax and claim it'll only apply to 2% of the taxpayers. So you can understand why I'm skeptical about that.
I have big news to share with you today. You should keep an eye out for this. Hundreds of thousands of families will finally be getting their tax money back. This is thanks to new state budget plans that have just been approved. There's also an upcoming deadline for these payments to be sent out. Dear friends, I will be going over who will be able to receive these checks and how much it will be worth. So please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway friends, please click and like several on my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Please make sure that you do stay tuned, because I'll be announcing the winners of yesterday's giveaway. Almost 750,000 Arizona families will soon see more money in their pockets, thanks to a rebate plan that Republican lawmakers inked into the current state budget. The Arizona Families Tax Rebate was a demand of the conservative group of lawmakers known as the Arizona Freedom Caucus during the annual budget negotiation process earlier this year at the state capitol. They got what they wanted, and that means you might soon get a little financial help. According to the Arizona Department of Revenue, an estimated 743,000 Arizona taxpayers are expected to benefit from this. The rebate is available to year-round residents who claimed Arizona's existing tax credit for dependents in 2021 on their tax returns and owed at least $1 in taxes during 2019, 2020, or 2021. Qualifying taxpayers will receive the rebate for up to 3 dependents. For dependents under the age of 17, the rebate is $250 per child. For dependents who are 17 and older, the rebate is $100. Spokesperson Rebecca Wilder has confirmed that the Department of Revenue has a deadline of November 15, 2023, to get the rebates out to Arizona residents and will begin issuing them after October 30th, when the law that created the rebate goes into effect. The state is working to identify residents of Arizona who qualify and will distribute rebates automatically based on the most recent tax information. The Department of Revenue says the rebates will be delivered via direct deposit or a paper check in the mail. That will come with a written explanation that makes clear the money is a state rebate. The state budget was an extra issue this year, as a Republican majority legislature grappled for consensus with the Democratic governor and individual lawmakers. So in order to gain support, lawmakers were given a share of the state's $2 billion plus surplus to spend on their priorities. A lot of that went to other projects, but members of the Freedom Caucus also pulled what amounts to $260 million to create the rebate, which they said would provide relief to Arizona residents who are struggling amid high inflation. An unforeseen burst of hiring last month has lifted hopes that the U.S. economy will prove durable once again, even as an array of obstacles lie ahead. Businesses across the U.S. economy ramped up their hiring in September, defying surging interest rates, financial market turmoil, the ongoing threat of a government shutdown, and an uncertain outlook to add the most jobs in any month since January. The hiring binge confounded expectations for a slowdown and added one more layer of complexity to the Federal Reserve's high-wire effort to defeat inflation. The 336,000 jobs that were added in September exceeded the 227,000 for August and raised the average gain for the past 3 months to a robust of 266,000. The unemployment rate was unchanged at 3.8%, not far above a half-century low. Friday's government report raised hopes for a notoriously difficult soft landing, by which the Federal Reserve would manage to curb high inflation with a series of rate hikes without derailing the economy. But the healthy pace of hiring also highlights the confounding nature of the U.S. economy as it navigates the uncharted post-crisis era. A strong job market suggests that growth might be too healthy for inflation to keep declining, and that the Fed may have to further raise rates. Speaking after the September hiring data was released, President Biden asserted that the robust job growth was a result of his policies, a message he has repeated in speeches ahead of next year's elections. Yet many polls show that most adults still hold a negative view of the U.S. economy, with Biden's agenda having yet to make much impact on public sentiment. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts about the current state of our economy? Please let me know in the comments section below. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances, dearest friends, of winning the giveaways. The winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Melinda Hawkins and Francis Borjoquez. Congratulations, my dearest friends! To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or, dear friends, you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.